Hi, welcome to the new era of RJ Game News USA, where we don't just read articles and fumble over words and sentences, but we react to raw audio and we discuss things. So, thanks for being here. If you like this kind of content, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you all like the changes to the channel, but let's jump right into it. So, first of all, we're doing a react to the Forza Horizon 6 review from IGN. They gave it a 10 out of 10 from reviewer Luke Riley. So, let's jump right into it. I've been critical of IGN in the past, but this is a 10 out of 10 for a game that I'm really anticipating. So, super stoked for it. Sadly, it comes to Xbox first only for months before it'll come to PlayStation, before I could stream it. But hey, get me hyped now. I'm ready. So let's listen to this review and react.
On paper, it'll always seem a little odd that it took the Forza Horizon series until the 6th game to find its way to Japan. Few countries on Earth command the same level of renown as Japan when it comes to automobile culture, the home of drifting, Daikoku PA, and one of the few cars to ever get Dominic Toretto out of a Dodge. Regardless of how you slice it, a stopover in Japan certainly feels long overdue. However, after playing Forza Horizon 6 for the last week, I can't help but be glad Developer Playground Games waited. For mine, that's primarily thanks to the astounding step up in map quality. It goes beyond just being the biggest or the most beautiful, which it is, no doubt. Crucially, it's also the most credible and car-friendly, and I can't understate how much richness and believability this adds to the world itself.
Yeah, I'm super excited it's in Japan. I loved Forza Horizon 4, and Forza Horizon 5 took it up to the next level when they went to Mexico, and I thought that was even better. I sunk like 80 hours into Forza Horizon 5, and I am super stoked for Forza Horizon 6.
Every corner of the map feels like a place I can pause or park, meaning everywhere I arrive feels like a destination. And when everywhere is a destination, the journeys are almost limitless.
All right.
From moment to moment, particularly while participating in races, it's fair enough to say that Forza Horizon 6 resembles past games in the series in a number of obvious ways.
Good.
At its core, it offers more or less the same brand of class-based racing as its predecessors. The timer ticks down, you mash the throttle, and then fight your way to the front of the pack. It's still great racing, and I will say I feel like I've caught the AI making more impressive, evasive adjustments than I recall them executing in the past. Broadly speaking, however, the racing itself remains similar. On a gamepad, it'll...
And honestly, there's a lot of times with games where you're looking for, I want something innovative, something new, something different. This is one of those franchises where it's like, nah, dude, just give us more of what Forza Horizon 5 did, but do it in Japan. And so far, that's what it looks like.
It feels quite familiar too. The handling is still a successful blend of simulation-inspired elements with a tangible sense of weight and grip, with smooth and approachable steering controls. For anyone unfamiliar with the feel of Forza Horizon, it's by no means a punishing and impenetrable driving simulator that'll fling you off the road for the mildest misjudgment. However, it's also not a point-and-squirt pure-blood arcade racer like Burnout Paradise either. That said, on a wheel, it does feel like there's a very welcome increase in the amount of front-end grip, and less of that...
Also, I want to bring up, I don't know if you'll get to it later in the video, I'm sure you will. The accessibility options for this game are incredible. You can make this game as easy or as hard as you want it to, basically. And I like that when games do that. They have that option in there. Allow you, the player, to really decipher how difficult of a challenge do I want, or how much of a cruise would I like in a game like this.
slightly skatey feel that's been present in past games. This is good news, whether you're negotiating the many, many kinks and hairpin turns that characterize Forza Horizon 6's greatest stretches of road. It's impossible to choose just one because there are so many highlights this time around. Or needing that responsiveness to avoid traffic on the freeway that loops around a huge portion of the map. It's at this point you might be wondering whether Forza Horizon 6 is just Forza Horizon 5 on a new map. But to claim so would be far too reductive, totally ignoring what has changed. Forza Horizon 6 arrives with an adjusted and more satisfying approach to its campaign progression, one that straddles a middle ground between the curated structure of the...
Okay, this is what I'm really curious about. One of my biggest questions is about the campaign progression, what kind of story it's telling, what you're doing. So let's listen into this one really carefully.
The original and the unbridled freedom embraced by Forza Horizon 5. It's brought with it numerous boosts to car graphics and audio, resulting in the best looking and sounding cars in the long history of the series. There's been a massive increase in what's possible with the user-generated content creation tools, and we can now customize garages, construct wild private racetracks on our personal estates deep in the Japanese country.
I gotta be honest, it's good that stuff's in the game. I'm not gonna fuck with some garages. I'm not gonna fuck with making tracks.
Countryside and even build in multiplayer anywhere around the open world.
Looking to show your car off? Of course you are.
Toge Racing open world car meets the implementation of a customization feature that long-time Forza players have literally been waiting 20 years for. The list of tweaks and improvements squeezed into Forza Horizon 6 is long. But before I circle back on some of these elements, allow me to explain what it is about the map itself that has me embedded in it like a tick on a hound dog.
Playing or what?
Alright, hold on. Let's see.
The style of Forza Horizon 6's riff on Japan should come as no surprise to those familiar with the series' history of pilfering a pile of picturesque segments of a country that otherwise have no business being directly next to each other and placing them directly next to each other.
Yeah, you got to have that balance between city and countryside. You can't just do a city-only Forza Horizon or a country-only Forza Horizon. You know, yeah, when talking about Japan, there are some beautiful scenery. There's like mountains and shit. It's not just Tokyo. You know what I mean? A lot of people have this misconception of Japan where, oh, it's just a bustling, busy, packed-in city. When really there's a whole lot of Japan. You know what I mean? Where there's mountains and there's stuff to see. I like both, personally. I like going... Personally, I actually like the countryside more in the Forza Horizon games than I do the city, but you do need both. And I think Japan might be literally the perfect setting, the setting that I've been waiting for the longest.
It takes a distilled and shrunken version of Tokyo City and surrounds it with rolling hills, open farmland, soggy fields, dense forest, sharp mountains, quaint villages, rural race circuits, and overlooking it all, sweeping highlands and the Japan Alps.
Love it.
The blend of natural beauty and engineering spectacle is just outstanding. From the way low sun lights the patchy snow and lush fields on the fringe of the Alpine region, down to the snaking multi-level ramps and freeways that loom over Tokyo's dense metro and industrial areas. It makes no geographical sense, but it's also not attempting to. This isn't really Japan as much as it is a Japanese-themed amusement park for cars.
I love that explanation. I'm sure there'll be some people in the comments that are like, this isn't historically accurate representation of Japan. Well, guess what? We don't give a fuck. Okay? This team went out to make a good game, and they've made a game that's top of their industry. In fact, dare I say something? It's possible Forza's now past Mario Kart. Legitimately. Like, between Forza 4, 5, and 6, you can legitimately start to stack this up against Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart World. You can. you can make the argument, probably.
It's supposed to look fabulous and be extremely engaging to move through, and damn if it isn't both those things in spades.
In fact, Mario Kart World, I felt like it's open world. It felt like, wow, this is basically Mario Kart Forza setting. You know what I mean? This is Mario Kart Forza Horizons Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying? Which is, but hey, even they can't do it better than Forza does. Let's be honest.
Maze. At its most gorgeous, Forza Horizon 6 is a total...
Sorry to keep pausing on this point, but now I will say this. Obviously, Forza's World's better than Mario Kart's World. Mario Kart's better competition, online especially, than Forza's. Forza, I feel like I'm completing a bunch of tasks and a bunch of things and doing a lot of things in the world. It's not so much, I'm racing in a Tour Cup and I'm online, and I'm super thrilled if I'm able to get first over a bunch of people. It's not, it's not really the same. Mario Kart feels like the racing itself is Forza Motorsport version of Mario Kart, and the exploration is the Horizon version. They feel separated. Versus, this isn't really a racing game, this is a driving game. Forza Horizon is a driving and exploration game with racing in it. With races in it, with drifts in it, with stunts in there, and with challenges. So, a lot of it is just... It's as good as an open world game as there is, too. Forget about if it's behind a fucking wheel. It really is.
Total showstopper. Maybe that's gazing over the Tokyo skyline from the highest point on the map, or perhaps it's emerging from a tunnel to see the wilderness unfolding in front of you, with the freeway flanked by looming mountains carpeted in dense forest and snowy peaks rising behind them. No Forza Horizon map has nailed the sense of both natural and man-made scale quite as successfully as this one. The fact that it accomplishes this with zero crashes and no stuttering ever is as commendable as ever. But it goes far beyond the postcard-friendly vistas, because I also find myself entranced by the smaller nuances. I'm now a week into my campaign, and I'm still consistently finding myself pausing to bust out the camera and pore over the more subtle details on.
Well, the game looks incredible. I got 4K video going on right here. The game looks freaking incredible. Like, maybe one of the best looking games I've ever seen.
Display. Maybe that's the flaking paint of the concrete pylons of a tunnel that's become overgrown with vegetation to better blend into its natural surroundings. Maybe that's distinctions in the actual road surfaces themselves, from the grooved sections within tunnels to the corrugated asphalt that forms the narrow route to your large estate property to the north of the map. Maybe it's all the idiosyncratic coloured road markings stenciled on the freeways, alleys, back roads and mountain passes, where the warning paint is already scarred with the burnt rubber of bold drifters that have come before you. Maybe it's the fact that every single parking lot I've discovered around the map, and there are many, many more than I've been able to keep track of, appears to be entirely bespoke to its location. Whether that's the enormous multi-level Tokyo Drift-style one by the docks, a modest lot tucked away beneath an overpass, or just a few spots lining the front of a konbini.
We playing or what?
Alright.
Full spectrum of underground parking lots, and on that one specific note, it's arguable to test drive Unlimited Solar Crown, which is based...
Okay. So now, he just gave me an idea for Forza Horizon 7. Forza Horizon 7 Tears of the Kingdom Edition. Driving on sky islands, and then Mario Kart 7 style flying, going underwater, hitting the underground like Tears of the Kingdom. That's what we need next. That's the only way to make it bigger and better, is we need like Forza Horizon 7, Mario Kart 7-like, Tears of the Kingdom-like edition. And then, maybe put it in outer space too while we're at it. Starfield edition of Forza, and maybe we make it even better, guys. I don't know. Explore different planets too while we're at it. Like, I mean, and put it medieval times. Make it Skyrim edition as well. I don't know how else to make the series better. This is peak. This is going to be the peak, man. This is the top of the mountain right here.
Based in the similarly dense Hong Kong and has many underground polished concrete parking garages complete with working boom gates, has Forza Horizon 6 slightly beat. Like Solar Crown, however, Forza Horizon 6 does feature petrol stations. They're not interactive, but they are realistically everywhere, all over Japan. There's only ever been one in the whole Horizon series before. A single outback petrol station servicing Australia's entire eastern seaboard.
That's interesting. Them adding gas stations in for the first time, like really having a bunch of gas stations. They literally, like he just said, they only have like one in Forza Horizon 3. By the way, if I'm looking at Forza Horizon 3, it looks freaking good. And that game's old now.
Board back in Forza Horizon 3. What I love particularly is just how car adjacent the presence of so many places to actually pause, park, and pretend to fill up a car makes Forza Horizon 6's map feel. It isn't just a slab of land.
So in Forza Horizon 7, you actually will fill up the gas, right? Like, that's the next logical step. You run out of gas, and you got to fill it up. And then how much you pay to fill it up, it takes away from your money. Like, yeah, that would be kind of like the little authentic little twist they could add in there. Although, I don't know how fun that really is.
With some roads draped across it to drive up and down. All of these considerations make Japan feel like a world built to host cars. It doesn't just have places you can race them, drag them, and drift them. It has places you can park them, places you can pause and photograph them, places you can meet and hang out with friends around them. Japan is a world that respects the car. Of course, Japan is also a world that respects the bicycle. But the car does not respect it.
Yeah, it'd be based as hell if you could pick a bike and just pedal your character, and you could pedal it as fast as you drive. Could you imagine?
Bicycle. It is the natural order of things for cars to disrespect the bicycle. And Forza Horizon 6 allows that too. The cars look fantastic.
Oh, by the way, one thing I'm going to mention, I don't know if he hasn't really mentioned it yet so far, the music is fucking amazing. Like, just a little bit of music we're hearing, and what I've heard of the music is freaking incredible. And I cannot wait to play it, although it'll probably give me a copyright. Ooh.
But specifically, they look more seated in the world than ever before. That's especially true in frosty weather, where they become encrusted in a rough sheen of ice and water vapor floats from the exhaust as they belch hot gas directly into the frigid air. I love the long-awaited ability to place decals on glass in the livery editor. I'm not one for ostentatious and complex vinyls on my street cars, but I do love the subtle sense of ownership imbued by the simple act of being able to create and place a couple of stickers on my rear glass. Car sound is the best it's ever been in the series. The highlight is easily the incredible and noticeably improved echoing that you get in tight spaces and tunnels.
But some of these backgrounds, as you're driving along, look like they're just straight out of a fucking photograph. Like, it just looks almost real. You could almost tell somebody, yo, this is a film, this is a video, this is a movie.
Something I'm enjoying constantly thanks to the frankly antisocial and orally irresponsible amount of downshifting I'm doing in tunnels. But there are understated improvements elsewhere too, like the faint squeak of performance brakes that have copped some punishment. I do enjoy that Forza Horizon 6 brings back the curated wristband structure of the 2012 original, and I think the overall sense of progression is considerably better because of it.
Wristbands?
With a special sealed-off section of the map that's exclusively available only after you've reached the top rank of the Horizon Festival, this campaign has a really overt crescendo, more so than previous games. It works well here, and it's nice to have it...
this could be a positive or negative here. The idea that you got to complete this festival to hit this particular area. It feels slightly more linear in that sense than what you were doing in Forza Horizon 5. Forza Horizon 5, it just felt like they just stuck a bunch of shit on the map, go to town. And I'm sure there's plenty of that here, but there is sort of a path of linearity to reach and unlock certain things. The wristband system I'm not familiar with. He says the progression is better than it has been. And if that progression does feel more rewarding in some way, that will make me even more excited for the game.
Clear endgame and a final goal. Each wristband graduation culminates with a large-scale event, which is either a traditional showcase race or a new rush event.
The showcase races are fun.
Only 2 showcases may sound low, but I would argue that the rush events, which are basically giant obstacle races, remain pretty showcase adjacent. That is, they still
Only 2 showcases? Wow. But then he says the rush events are kind of like mini showcases, I guess.
Involve aircraft zooming around the vicinity in some capacity, you're just not racing them specifically. Showcases are just on more straightforward routes, which is smart considering it gives us a lot more time to actually look at, say, a giant mech stomping towards Tokyo. That one may just be the wildest showcase in the series to date.
It is. It's like the Iron Giant. You're literally in one of these showcases here. You're racing in what looks like the Iron Giant or a Gundam. It's fucking insane. I can't wait to do that. I cannot wait to do that. Do I need to go out and just buy an Xbox? Can I wait the 6 months or whatever it is to play it on PlayStation? Can I? Is this game going to come out the same day as GTA 6? Do tough decisions need made? Do I just need to get Forza Horizon 6 instead of GTA 6? I probably might. I probably might after watching this review.
Overall, the tighter career structure only temporarily infringes on the freedom afforded to customize races that players of Forza Horizon 5 should be accustomed to. That is, while a race will initially have a set class and car theme locked, after this is being completed, you can use the custom options to race it on subsequent occasions in any other car from your garage. It's an effective compromise between a more traditional approach and the totally malleable nature of Forza Horizon 5. Playground Games did make something of the decision to have your player character arrive at the Horizon Festival as a tourist in Japan rather than an existing festival superstar, although your identity as a tourist doesn't really seem to inform much.
Make yourself at home. Whatever you need, just ask.
You're still immediately presented with a trio of pre-modified cars to start with, and while it seems like you're choosing one, you're actually gifted all 3.
That sounds like a Pokemon thing. Hey, you got 3 different Pokemon, pick one, it's yours. But then he just says you get all 3 anyway. So, I mean, maybe Pokemon should really consider that when they start the game. You pick the one, and that's just the one you have out, but you keep the other 2 anyway. Might be a good idea.
3. Part of me does wonder whether using Forza Horizon 6's new aftermarket car system, where cars for sale are positioned around the world to drive up to, view and purchase in real time, could have been a more immersive option. Perhaps we could have headed out to cruise Tokyo in a borrowed car to find one of our own to buy and modify. Or maybe it would have been neat to have needed to take a road trip to one of the permanent racetracks on the map to, say, meet a local getting rid of an old project car or clapped out track day gem. The race and drift circuits on the map are oozing with grassroots motorsport charm, and I love visiting them. However, this is a pretty minor complaint considering how quickly and regularly you begin to accumulate cars. Playground has scaled back the wheel spin prize mechanic to be far less common, which is smart because I think it had gotten overused.
Yeah, I did the wheel spin a whole shitload in Forza Horizon 5.
Arrive at a decent clip, and there are more hidden cars than ever before, with the most barn finds to date and 9 additional treasure cars on top of them. Clues to find treasure cars are uncovered by simply driving around the map, which...
I just realized Forza Horizon is my Pokemon. Like, I gotta catch them all. I gotta catch all these cars. I'm not gonna drive, like, even a small percentage of all these cars, but I just gotta have them all. I just gotta have them all. And you know what's amazing, too? I'm not, like, a supercar guy. You know what I mean? Like, there's the guys you meet, they're a supercar guy, they're always working around their car, they're always talking about cars, they're at car shows, they're doing that. That ain't even me. That ain't even me, dude. And I freaking love collecting the cars in Forza. Just love it.
Which is just one of the many ways Forza Horizon 6 incentivizes exploring at your own pace.
2005 Ford GT. Hopefully the salty sea air hasn't ruined the paintwork.
Here's the verdict.
Technically, Forza Horizon 6 has not skipped a beat, and it runs like a titan. Aesthetically, it's the best looking and best sounding game Playground has produced to date, set in the most wonderfully realised map it's ever crafted, full of dense, authentic details and stunning driving roads. It's rewarding to explore, the campaign is well paced with a great payoff, and I simply cannot stop playing. I'll always concede Forza Horizon 3.
So it's addictive. It's addictive as hell, man.
May forever be my favourite open-world racer, because who doesn't love driving around their own backyard? But make no mistake, Forza Horizon 6 is unequivocally the best. The new standard in open-world racing is here, and it's a goddamn masterpiece.
It's a goddamn masterpiece! Luke Riley! Good review, sir. Good review, sir. If I wasn't already just sold on this game, I want to run through a goddamn brick wall for this game now. This is a dead-ass serious Game of the Year contender. Seriously. Seriously. Like, it is. Now, it's not going to win because from the media because they just never give it to a racing game. Even a 92 on Metacritic almost feels low for this game. A 92 on Meta. Xbox, man, might have done a smart thing keeping it on their console for a few months. Because if I didn't, I would seriously consider just getting an Xbox just to play this immediately. Like, I am so fucking sold on this game. I am so freaking sold on this game, dude. Can't wait for it to come to other consoles. But anyway, what do you guys think about Forza Horizon 6 getting a 10 out of 10 from IGN? Let me know in the comments below if you're going to buy this game and you're going to play it. Let me know. But for now, this is your boy RJ signing out. Have a good one.